Hello, everybody. I am here to show you some Master Duel. But instead of showing you some duels, even though I will probably do that later, I want to highlight a deck that I discovered that is actually a lot of fun to use. It is so much fun to use this deck. I've been looking. See, I have a whole lot of decks because I like to experiment quite a bit. So let's see, where's the deck? Here it is, Earth Machines, the Earth Machines deck, right here. Let's go to edit deck. So this deck right here, and I'm going to show you the deck list here soon. Let me get to the cards here. Okay. This deck here is so much fun to use. And the reason why I like it so much is because there are so many combos you can use with this deck. So many combos. So I'm going to go through the cards in here one by one. And then I'm going to explain after I'm done how the combos work, and what cards you need to search for the most when you're dueling with this deck. So, first off, we have 3 copies of the Harvester, Infinitrack Harvester. When it's normal or special summon, you can add an Infinitrack monster from deck to hand, except for itself, which that alone is really good. But it's the second effect that you're going to use the most, which is you can target one other machine monster you control. The levels of both that monster and this card become the combined original levels of the 2 monsters until the end of the turn. Now, this, which means this is a level 2, so I can combine it with, say, Crab Crane here as a 5. So then that would make both Harvester and Crab Crane a 7. 5 and 2 is 7, so they both would be 7, which would then allow you to make, where is that? This, Mountain Smasher. Easily, very easily. So that's one combo. Dodobot. I have him in here because he's Earth Machine, and the fact that if he attacks, he's unaffected by other card effects until the end of the damage step. And he's got decent stats, but I just really use him for fusions, or I'm sorry, Xyz, to make the Iron Wolf train, mostly. The rail car, Ruffian rail car. I like this one because it has 2 different purposes. I can either do 500 burn damage, but I can't do my battle phase that turn, which is fine. And another good thing about this is if it's sent to the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, I can add a level 10 Earth Machine monster from deck to hand. So, since this is level 4, I can use it with Dodobot if I wanted to, because they're both level 4, and then make this the Iron Wolf train, and then detach material from this, and detach Railcar, and at the end phase, it would allow me to get this Heavy Freight Train Derrick Crane, or where's that? The most key part of the deck, Machina Citadel. So that's a good combo. Ancient Gearbox. I don't really have a whole lot. I haven't really drawn into this card a whole lot, but I know it's a really good toolbox for the deck. Plus it's at level 4, so it works well with everything else. Trolley Ollie, I really like this one too, because I can Xyz with it, and any monster that has this, any Xyz monster that has this as material gains 800 attack. So when I'm making this, it would be at 3,000. I can't make that. So it's for this guy to get to 3,000. So that's pretty good. Anchor Drill. This is probably another one of the most important cards in the deck is Anchor Drill. Because when it's normal or special summon, I can special summon a Earth Machine monster from my hand in defense position, which is pretty much anything in this deck. Anything that I want to special summon. And it has the same effect as the Harvester. I can target one other machine monster. Levels of both that monster and this card become the combined original levels of those two monsters until the end of the turn. So again, since this is level 4, I can use it with, let's see here, 4, that would be 9. So that's to make, where's the 9s? I thought I had the 9s in here. Oh, I thought I had level 9 Zs in the deck, but I don't. But this is also used with combos along with the Harvester. Crane. I basically use Crab Crane for combos to make, where is that? To make either the King of Heavy Industry or the River Smasher. And, River Stormer, I'm sorry. The River Stormer, I love River Stormer. Is such a good card, such a good monster, I love it. Sometimes I use it to get Outrigger extension, not all the time, just sometimes. Drag Shovel, that lets me get Spin Turn when I banish it from the graveyard. Again, these two I use it for level 5s, so I can get to my Xyz faster. The Trencher, let's see. Banish this card from graveyard. Yeah. So I use this, well, first of all, to get him onto the field, but then I also do wind up using the banish effect to do recursion, to get monsters from the graveyard to the field. The Tunneler, let's see here. That secondary effect is so good. To banish it from the graveyard, then target 5 Earth Machine monsters in the graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and draw 2 cards. So I get some of this recursion back, some of these combos back, and I can also get some of these back. The Xyz monsters that I use so much. I can get those back with the Tunneler. I do 3 copies of the Brutal Dozer. I love Brutal Dozer because whenever it's special summoned from the hand, I can special summon an Infinitrack monster from my deck in defense position. And its effects are negated, which is fine. That's fine. Then we have Machina Metal Cruncher. It's at 9. But I basically use it when I control no face-up cards. Because that's going to happen quite a bit. That's going to happen a few times with this kind of deck. Even though its original attack becomes 1800, that's fine. That's fine. I use it for its main effect. When it's normal or special summon, I can reveal 3 Earth machine monsters from your deck. Then your opponent randomly adds one of them to your hand, and you shuffle the rest back into your deck. That is the main reason why this is so good. And the heavy freight train. Basically, anytime I use these combos, whether it's the, not the harvester, where is it? I know it's here somewhere. This one, the drill, or the dozer effect. Let's see what else, or any one of these to tribute and special summon. When that triggers, it automatically triggers heavy freight train. I mean, you don't have to. You can if you want to, but I normally special summon this right away, even though the original attack and defense become halved, which is fine by me. That's fine. And that's a level 10, which normally would be used for like level 10 exceeds. What is it? Libe, I believe it's called. And there was another one, I forgot the name of it. But it's level 10 exceeds, and it's I think it's a UR. And as you can see, I have barely any points to spend. So I can't really use those cards, but I still like this by itself. So that's pretty cool. Then Citadel. This is your boss monster, and it is so good. Because I can target a machine monster I control to destroy it and all monsters your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to it. So he can target itself and just nuke your opponent's field, which is pretty cool. And if a face-up Earth machine monster you control except Citadel is destroyed by battle or card effect while it's in your graveyard, you can actually special summon it back. So it just keeps bringing itself back. So that's what's cool. I don't need to explain Raigeki or Feather Duster or Reborn. Those are staples for me. Outrigger Extension. That helps to protect the Xyz monsters. Because with this card, your opponent cannot target machine Xyz monsters you control with card effects. And I can also use Extension, which is pretty cool. I like this effect. I can target an Infinitrack Xyz monster you control to special summon from your extra deck one machine monster that is 2 ranks higher than that target by using that target as material, and can't special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Earth machine monsters. And I can transfer materials to the summoned monster. So basically what that allows me to do is I can bring out, let's say, I can bring out Infinitrack Riverstormer, who's at a 5, and then I can use Outrigger Extension to turn him from the 5 into a 7 Mountain Smasher, and all the materials that were on Riverstormer get transferred to Mountain Smasher. So I'm surprised this is just a normal card. It is so good. Then I have 2 copies of Heavy Forward. I use it for the first one to add an Infinitrack monster from deck to hand. And then once I get the Xyz monsters out, I basically use the attach this card to it as material effect. That's what I do. I play 1 copy of Ring. I was considering doing 2, but I think 1 is enough. I always play 2 copies of Cylinder because this has saved my butt so many times. I can't tell you how many times Cylinder has saved my butt. I do 1 copy of Floodgate Trap Hole, just for protection from my monsters. One copy of Heavy Storm Duster, and I always make sure I activate this when it's my opponent's turn so that I can actually do my battle phase. One copy of Spin Turn. So with Spin Turn, it allows me to change battle positions and destroy monsters, or change battle positions and destroy a spell or trap. And I only play one copy of that. I do one copy of Judgment of Anubis, which is always a tricky card to play because your opponent doesn't always activate a spell card to destroy spell or traps on the field. But enough decks do it that I feel like it's needed. Plus it does bring a destruction only for your opponent, so that's pretty cool. One copy of Swallow Flip, because special summons are everywhere. One copy of The Huge Revolution is Over, which I love, because a lot of the times your opponent will do board wipes, or they'll try to, and this stops it. At least one of them. And one copy of Goes and Match, because all I do is play Earth machines, and with Goes and Match, you can only do one attribute. You can only control one attribute. So that's why it's such a good card. Then for my extra deck, I play two copies of Heavy Armored Train Iron Wolf. I use this quite a bit because it allows other monsters to attack directly this turn, which is really good, especially when it can target itself, and if it's at 3,000, it can attack directly. I don't have a whole lot of experience using the King of Heavy Industry because it requires 3 level 5s, so it's kind of tricky to bring out. So, but I have it in here because it's Earth Machine, and I just want to experiment with it. I have spent the most time using Infinitrack River Stormer, because when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can attach that monster to this card as material. So basically, destroy something, goes to the graveyard, now it goes to this monster. Now your opponent cannot use that monster in the graveyard. That is incredible. I think it's incredible. I also use the first effect so much. You can detach one material from this card to take one Earth Machine monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. And it has recursion because you contribute a Machine Link monster to special summon it in defense position when it's in the graveyard. Mountain Smasher pretty much has the same effect as River Stormer, where when it destroys a monster by battle, you can attach that monster to this card as material. But it can gain 1,000 attack when you detach material, which puts it at 3,100, which is pretty cool. One track of Earth Slicer, the same thing. It gets monsters from the graveyard, and this time, when you detach, you can target cards on the field and destroy them. And then we go with the Link monsters. The most important Link monster in this deck is Infinitrack Goliath. That's why I play 3 copies of Goliath. And you only need one monster to bring him out. I know it's only 1,000 attack, but when it's sent from the field to the graveyard, I can target a Z's monster you control, attach this card to that monster as material. And when it has Goliath as material, it gains the effect, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. Amazing. And it's only a rare. That's why it's like, whoa. This is my favorite Link monster in the whole deck. Quillport Genius. Because it's unaffected by spell and trap effects and the activated effects of other Link monsters. But which is cool by itself, but I use it for this other effect. I can target a face-up card on each player's field except this. Both those cards have their effects negated until the end of this turn. That is awesome. That is such a big help. I can select, like for example, I'll select Outrigger Extension and negate its effect. I don't mind negating that effect. I can select Heavy Forward and negate that effect for a turn. Or one of these face-ups, I can negate the effect for just one turn. And then select something like a nasty field spell that they have, or maybe they have Swords of Revealing Light, or something that's preventing me from attacking. I'll just, boop, negate it for one turn, go in for the win. You know, that's pretty awesome. And then this is another very important Link monsters, the Anger Knuckle, double-headed Anger Knuckle. Because I can send one monster from the hand or field to the graveyard and target a level 10 machine monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position, but negate its effects. So obviously that's for the Citadel and for the Freight Train. So with Freight, I can bring Freight Train back, negate its effects, and it'll be a 28-2. Yeah. And what else does it do again? When it's in the graveyard, you can summon one card from your hand or field to the graveyard to special summon this card. So, I love this deck because it's very combo heavy. You can activate at least 3 or 4 combos every single turn once this engine starts rolling. No pun intended. It's such a fun deck to use, and I just wanted to highlight it for those that were not familiar with this kind of deck. I think it works really well. Now, some of these cards you can sub out. These are the traps I prefer to use. Now, obviously, you would probably want to replace some of these. Like, you can easily take Judgment of Anubis out for something else. You can take Swallow Flip, Huge Revolution. I would recommend that you keep Gozen Match, though, because it is really, really good. Spin Turn is pretty good. Storm Duster, of course. I would probably switch out Floodgate for something like Call the Haunted or Deep Grave or whatever. But this deck, when I use it competitively, it's kind of a mixed bag. Like, it's a 50-50 shot of you winning or losing. It really depends on what kind of deck you're facing. But like I said, I don't really care whether I win or lose with this deck. I know I'm having fun. There's just so many combos you can use in this deck. Later on, I might show a duel using this deck, or using, what was it? There was another deck I had that I'm trying to build. Oh, the DD deck, right here. Different Dimension deck. That one, it also, it's very easy to bring out fusions and synchros with that one, so that's the key to that one. So I just wanted to highlight a deck that I'm having fun with. So hopefully you guys can make that deck and experiment yourselves and see how fun it is. If not, well, that's okay. I just wanted to highlight a fun deck that I know not a lot of people probably even use or even know about. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. Have a good day.